Hello and welcome to Topham Chats, the show where I chat to various members of the Rooster Teeth community. My guest this week is Kiwi, yet again. Hey Kiwi, how are you?
Hey, doing alright. You have that little, roll on the R, it's so funny.
I realized I did the same thing as last week, and like as soon as I did it, like because last week I went straight into it, I like changed, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm lively and everything. Ellie just called me straight on it. I was like, whoops.
Yeah, I did.
I'll try and do that less, and I'm just like, nah, I won't do that less. That's a lie. Why would I change? So, how have things been recently for you?
Not too bad. Glad to get the new year started. This is going to be a much better year than last year, I hope. So, still working on stuff.
This year's got all the promises of being excellent, I think.
I hope so.
So far, it's not been a bad start for me.
Well, it's been ridiculously cold here to the point that, like, I've had to get a new battery for my car and all kinds of cold-related stuff. I think earlier this week our pipes froze, but it was okay because they thawed and didn't break the pipes, so didn't have to relive that from last year. I don't think I've posted pictures yet of having to go through cleaning up the house after pipes freeze and leave 2 inches of water on the floor, but it's not fun. So.
Yeah, I can imagine that'd be an absolute pain. I feel quite lucky that I live in a top 4 flat, so like, there's not gonna have any issues with that.
Yeah.
Cool. So let's start off with the first thing that I really wanted to talk about, which was the RT Secret Santa, which was a Secret Santa done by various members around the Rooster Teeth community, and you were one of the admins for the state.
Yeah, I was one of 4 admins for the US. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of people, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, how many people did you get for the States?
We had, let's see, I think there's 25 on each page of a forum. So we each had a different page, and then we split up a last page. So I think we each ran around 30 people.
Wow, that's crazy.
For each of us.
Loads. So. I was doing Europe, and I had 8 people, and I'm still unsure as to whether everyone's got their gifts or not.
That would be hard. Crossing several international boundaries, I would imagine that would be hard. I mean, even in the U.S., we have some people that are still trying to get packages sent and trying to, I don't know, understand the system or something. I'm not quite sure about some of those, but even in the U.S., where you don't have to cross any sort of boundary except state boundaries, which don't really matter as far as shipping goes, there's still issues. So I couldn't imagine having all of Europe.
I mean, a lot of them are having problems with it just being the shipping in their country being bad, and then there being issues in the next country that it's going to. So I'm just like, oh my god. So even organizing 8 people it's been difficult enough for me to be like, I don't really want to do this again because it's been such a pain to like just talk to everyone and just be like the central point for everyone to go to. I'm like, I don't know about the post state in your country. So
right. That would be very difficult just because, you're not necessarily familiar with the shipping policies and procedures and everything in all of the countries of Europe.
Yeah. It's much easier for me to send dangerous chemicals around Europe than it is to get other people to send just nice packages.
Right.
To
Something happy.
Like, oh, yeah. So yes, but it's been a good experience. But it's one of those ones that I'm just like, yeah, I'm glad I did it, but I know that I'm not going to do it again.
Yeah. Next year you can just be one of the UK admins.
Oh, there was only 2 of them. They're fine. So like apparently,
you can join us in the US. It's a lot easier. There are no shipping policies.
You say it's easier.
It's a lot easier.
Oh,
it sounds easier than what you had to deal with. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, but I only had 8 people, so I feel like it should have been easier than it was.
That's true. With that many people, like with 30 people, a lot of it is just about communication and making sure that everybody knows that they have someone that they can go to ask questions and talk about. So, and that's one of the main things I try to do is just communicate a bunch. And hopefully I wasn't too naggy.
Yeah, just like, come on guys, get back to me. I need messages. Oh. Yeah, so yeah, it's been a pretty weird time for me, like with that. But it's fine. So have you been doing anything around the community recently? Any projects or anything that you've been working on with other people or anything?
Not really, just little things here and there. Like coming up, we're hopefully going to do a Scientists of Rooster Teeth game night with Cards Against Humanity because we found a pack of science cards that are really funny. So I'm still in the process of trying to upload those to sort of a program that makes it easier for another program that hosts Cards Against Humanity to run those cards. So
okay, yeah.
It's exciting.
Cool. Yeah, we should definitely be getting on that.
I'm so excited
within
for that.
a few weeks, I think, and that'll be good fun because
Yeah,
I'm another admin of that group as well. So it's just like, oh yeah, let's get it done. But
do it.
Yeah, it's quite a low activity group at the moment, but I think that's just because everyone's just a bit low activity on that side of things right now.
Right. And I mean, a lot of people just start looking into, like, when the new year comes around, they start looking into, what have I not done in the past and what things can I be active in. So I think a lot of the groups are getting a little bit more momentum going. And then recently with Ladies of Rooster Teeth, Barbara hijacked our news post and posted something about wanting some feedback from the female demographic of the community, and it was just like, all right. That just
I saw
like
that. That was
300
so
new
many
members.
posts on that. Yeah. That was that blew up as well because obviously it's Barbara doing something. It's just like, Christ.
And then we tweeted about it, and we got like probably a solid 250 new Twitter followers. So that's an unusual situation to deal with.
Yeah, definitely. Wow, just like explode because you did something for the community.
Well, it wasn't even us. It was just Barbara. She didn't ask like any of the admins to do it. It just happened. We're like, all right, we're just gonna roll with this. We can keep up.
Oh dear. She has so much pull as well, and everyone just adores her. So it's just like, can't even be mad.
And for the most part, everything that we've been reading through it, it's been really positive. All the comments are mostly just about like, we don't want the content to change. We just kind of want to see a little bit more about some of the female side of Rooster Teeth, because pretty much all we see is Barbara and Lindsay, and maybe sometimes a little bit of Kara and Aaron, but there are so many female employees at Rooster Teeth that are just behind the scenes type people that, we kind of want to get to know a little bit more.
Yeah, definitely. That's I'd certainly be interested. Like, I watched what was it, the Fibbage XL video, and I made a mistake of looking down at the YouTube comments. I was just like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not even looking at those because they were just atrocious. I don't want to read that at all. Absolutely terrible. But I'm just like, but Lindsay's awesome, and yeah. So yeah, I really want Let's Build again of the build team, because it's been it's been a while since I've heard all of their voices. So yeah, hopefully this week, but it'll probably be Cakewalk instead. But yeah, that's never mind. That will be coming out after we record this, but before this comes out. So yeah, that's good. Rain, do your thing. Cool. So yeah, what games have you been playing recently?
I haven't been playing a whole lot lately. I've mostly just been busy with crafting and stuff. I haven't been able to sit down and play anything. I started going back into a whole bunch of the games with gold. I just downloaded them and left them there. So like I'm playing some of those, like Red Faction and the old ones. They're fun.
Which Red Faction was it?
I assume the first one, because based on the ending, I would assume it's the first one.
Okay.
Yeah. And just based on there was no knowledge going into it, so I would imagine it was the first one.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
I don't know. They kill the Hydra at the end. That's all I got. Spoilers.
I think I've played both of the ones that came out for 360, and I don't think I finished either of them. Mm-hmm. So that might be why I'm confused.
Okay. I don't know then.
Yeah. So what words? What have you been crafting? Just fun things and little things.
Yeah, things here and there. My Etsy shop. I've sold out on Weeping Angels, so a lot of people are really unhappy about that. But it was kind of funny to put that up, and then I had, I think, 5 or 6, and then they just flew out the door. I was like, all right, this is good to know. So I have a couple of commissions too. One of them from Rooster Teeth, a member of the Rooster Teeth community, she wanted blue lightsaber earrings. And I happened to find 3 colors of blue in my stock, so I'm like, well, I don't know which one she'll want, so I'll just make all of them and see. So I'm working on that right now.
Then you have some spare ones as well, and you can be like, oh god, look, I've got other ones.
Oh yeah, I can make any color, and I just they're just out of glass tubes, and I can find just about any color, but when I went and looked in my stocks, I'm like, oh, I have 3 colors of blue, I need to figure out which ones to use. And then I'm also doing some steampunk stuff. I'm trying to do a little bit more in the steampunk side, and I have a couple commissions for gentlemen's sets, like cufflinks, tie clip, lapel pin sets. So those are fun.
Okay. Well, what inspired you and drew you to steampunk things? Because it's been a while since I've heard anyone talk about anything steampunk, really.
Really? It's kind of taking off here. I've always kind of been...
Really? It's been a few years since, like, it was popular over here.
It's just, I mean, I would say, like, I've liked sort of the steampunk fashion and steampunk, not necessarily lifestyle. I'm not too big into not having modern luxuries, but sort of the style I've been into for maybe 2 or 3 years. But just recently, they've started coming out with big companies that manufacture clothing and do like, not necessarily things made in the old style, like the Victorian style, but things that look like they were made in the Victorian style, like laptops that kind of look like, you know, made of wood and materials around the turn of the century. And it's really started taking off here in the States. So I've tried to start branching into that side a little bit more.
Okay, cool. Yeah, one of my friends from few years ago, they were in a band that was steampunk inspired, so they were singing about all the things steampunk, and it was pretty cool. But I don't know what they've actually been doing recently.
Right.
I know they bought out an album. I can't remember where they actually went after that.
Neat.
Maybe I should catch up with them and see how it's going.
Yeah, there's a couple local airships where I live, so I'm looking into, like, not just maybe joining one, but just seeing, like, what kinds of things that they're looking for that I can make and sell. Always thinking business.
Yeah, always thinking about things. I'm always like that. I'm just like, oh god, how can I do this? What would help me do this? And blah 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 blah. My brain just fires off when I get inspired by something. It's like millions of ideas, and yeah, lots of fun. Where was I going to go next? Science. Let's talk a bit about science. I know we talked about science on the last one, and this time we've already talked about the scientist group.
Yeah.
I'll just talk a little bit about my job, because my job's a bit weird. Because I have the opportunity to do a lot of things with it, which is wonderful for me. And yeah, I get a lot of choices and opportunities, but there's lots of chemicals, because I work in a chemical company that does fertilizers and things like that. Fertilizers and like other things to help turf and things like that for golf courses, as well as like agriculture. I get the opportunity to mix many chemicals and have a lot of fun with it. So what I've been doing recently is a lot of just quality control for the production as well, but I do a lot of analysis too. So like my job's massively broad, and I can do so much with it.
That's lucky.
And last year I was asked why I didn't apply for a I guess a promotion, and I was like, I don't really want it. I want to just keep mixing chemicals and having fun in the lab. And my boss thought it was weird at the time. And then this week, like last week happened, and I was just like, oh god, everything overwhelming, like for my boss, and there was shouting and there was screaming between people, and yeah, everything was terrible, and the production were being rubbish and everything. And I was just like, I'm kind of really glad that I didn't take that promotion, because I just couldn't deal with that stress. And just like, oh god, I think I've made a right decision here. Yeah. So I've just like massively got plenty of time to just relax and have fun and just mix chemicals and do what I enjoy doing. Chemicals I kind of mix are, well, we've been doing some powders recently, although that's not primary of what we do. We do liquids, and we mix them up, do some reactions, have some fun. I just make sure everyone knows that reactions are going on. Like, check over everyone's formulations before they start. Like, you need to mix them in this order, otherwise you'll have horrible smells coming off and you might pass out.
Oh. That's a lot more dangerous than my job.
So, right, I need to do something very quickly.
Yeah.
If you could say RTX is coming up. RTX isn't coming up. It's 8 months away, but I am planning on going. Do you have any advice for me as to what to expect from RTX and what kind of things I should do surrounding RTX?
Oh my gosh. So in getting to RTX, a lot of people don't really realize that you're going to meet so many people just on the trip there. To wear something Rooster Teeth Achievement Hunter related, you will meet so many people just on the way there. And then once you get there, I highly recommend having a day before your first activity starts and then having a day after the last activity ends. Just because last year I arrived on the same day as an activity and I didn't make it to that activity just because of delays. So this year I'm putting in a whole lot of buffer between the first activity and the last activity. And I applied to be a guardian, so putting in a little bit of extra time there just to sort of gather myself and try and be, present to be the best volunteer that I can be, assuming that I get it. That's not a guarantee, obviously, so here's hoping. But, yeah, that's about it.
Okay, cool. I'm really looking forward to something. I'm really looking forward to going because it's there's gonna be so many people there that I'm looking forward to meet as well. And what am I trying to say? My brain's stopped working. I'm hoping to go to side quest and do all the side quest activities.
Yeah.
There's so many people that I'm getting. I'm hoping to get in, like, fly on the Tuesday, get in on the Tuesday afternoon, and then have Wednesday until the Monday to meet people, do things, and just catch up with as much as possible.
That's good.
And I'm really, really, really looking forward to it. And I'm traveling with two people, and we're going to meet up with 2 other people. So there's going to be a group of 5 of us, and we're like looking to get hotel rooms. At the moment, it's all just planning and things that are going on, but we're all just committed and ready to go. And this is so exciting, and planning and stuff. And I don't really know what to expect when I get there, other than to just meet so many people that I've been interacting with recently. And it's just I hope it's as excellent as I hope it's going to be. But
I'm sure,
like I said, it's still 8 months away. But hopefully, side quest and everything like that, there'll be so many people to meet and just have fun with.
And it's good to start making all your plans now, because earlier today I went on to look at the place that I booked last year, and I stayed in a room with Shelby G and Raph and One Blue Wolf and a whole bunch of people from the community.
I'm staying with Shelbs and Raph.
Are they in the same as last year? Do you know?
I don't know right now because we were all looking to get a hotel room together.
Oh, okay. So I'm staying at the place that we all stayed last year. And I know that Lilybug Love, Rachel, she's staying there also. So, yeah.
We were looking at it because we wanted to all get a private room together.
Mm-hmm.
But then we were having a look at it, and I couldn't see that there were any private rooms left for the whole week. So I'm just like, maybe we'll just get a hotel room that's probably not too much more expensive. It might even be cheaper. I don't know.
Boy, I don't know if you can get much cheaper than where we stayed last time.
I have no idea how expensive
it was pretty darn cheap. I think I was looking at it was like $20-something a night, or maybe $30-something a night.
Okay, yeah, I've seen somewhere that was probably a little bit more than that, but it's not massive. It's not that bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's for me, it's not too bad. I don't have much budget limitations, so it's a big holiday for me, so I'm willing to
absolutely
put the money out for it. So it's one of those things that I'm trying to organize it and get people together, but at the moment I'm just like, I'll book it next weekend or something like that.
Don't do that.
I know.
It'll always be the next weekend, and then it'll be too late.
I know. But this weekend's been really busy anyway, so I've just been like, I will do it next weekend, or I plan to do it next weekend.
You better. I'm gonna check up on you and make sure that you've done it.
Oh, I can't disappoint you. I'm just like, oh god, no.
You better not.
I can't let people down.
Don't do it.
Cool. Let's go towards the end. It's been a while since I've asked anyone to ask me a question. You asked me a question last time that threw me off entirely and then got me all flustered and, oh god, what have you done?
You sure you want to go down that path again?
Yes, I do, because it's been a while. So I thought I might as well get someone to ask me a question. So why don't you ask me a question and see where I go with it?
I didn't prepare a question this time. I figured you'd be like, there's no way I'm asking Kiwi a question again.
Oh no, that's disappointing.
I'm sorry. I failed you.
It's okay. It's okay. So I don't have anything else to ask. Because we've reached 20 minutes, which is fine.
All right.
That's where I wanted to get to. So with that, why don't we just say goodbye and then wrap this up?
Alrighty.
Sounds good. Thank you very much for being my guest again.
Yeah, no problem.
It's been a lot of fun. And with that, thank you everyone for listening. Goodbye.
Bye.